What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Empires 4 action spawning in the bottom of the map, or the left of the map, in the blue color, playing as the Mongols, currently down 0-1 in this best of 3 series here. His name is TheMista. His opponent today in the red color, playing as the Delhi Sultanate, currently taking the first game off of TheMista, who in quite devastating fashion, mind you. His name is Magic. Now this map, I don't actually know what these maps are called, but this map here is basically Highland. We're going to call it Highland because there's no way this is not Highland here. Like you can't look at this map and tell me this is not Highland. And let's just remember, Highland was taken out of the competitive Age of Mythology map pool. So this is currently competitive Age of Empires 4. We do see the Khan coming in, going to be shooting this villager, and Magic's just going to calmly take that one back home. We're going to see what Mr. has in store for Magic right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see, with this many villagers on wood, an early barracks coming down here for Mr. Though, that being said, Delhi Sultanate can deal with the early barracks by simply just utilizing their shooting ships. These ships can shoot. So we see the barracks coming down, and what is Mr. going to be trying to do here? He might try and tower rush this location a little bit, and that might be an idea. So we'll see how that's going to go. Magic has currently just got 7 villagers onto wood here, so he's going to be pumping those fishing ships out like a madman. There's not going to be really anywhere for these spearmen to really attack, but Mr. will have access to the Uvu that he's got already to give himself some extra boost on the spearman production. He's going to be able to build 2 of those spearmen out right away as that is up, and he's going to be grabbing those when he can. And he's going to decide to move said barracks forward right now, utilizing the mechanics of the Mongols, which you don't actually get to see all too much because, like, why would you ever do this? But obviously, this is not going to be a bad idea. Move it close to this location over here. We're seeing more fishing ships getting built by Magic, and we'll see if this pressure is going to do anything here for Mr. He's going to be getting out some spearmen. There they are, getting out the double spearmen from the barracks here, in an effort to start pushing forward and getting some big damage done onto Magic's base over here. Obviously, this is the only thing he can really attack, but I am a little bit surprised that Mister's doing this. Surely he realizes the fishing boats can fight back, and spearmen not really the best against this kind of defense that the Delhi have. So it is super interesting. And where are the spearmen heading? It looks like he's heading over onto this location. I don't see any villager follow-up, so no kind of anything at this point. He's just going to be moving forward and checking out what's going on in the base of Magic, and Magic's going to be getting at least 1 spearman kill there, utilizing the garrison feature. If you garrison some villagers inside of the town center, they're just going to basically put an extra amount of damage based on how many villagers you're in there. So if the town center shoots and does 8 damage, you put another villager in, that goes up to 16 damage. Every villager adds an extra 8 damage to the town center, I believe. So very, very strong here. And now Mr. is getting some scouts out and still scouting around to see what's happening. I do think that there is... I'm surprised. I'm not sure exactly what Mister's doing, but I would think that one idea here for Mister would have been to simply tower rush this. If he could put a tower up over here, it would have been really, really good. But Magic is on top of this. Outpost is going down on this gold mine here, and Magic's already got his 212 gold, or 200 gold, so he doesn't really mind either. As Mister is scouting around with his spearmen and everything else. And now we do see a cheeky tower coming up on this location. Does Magic see it or not? Magic does see it, but can he target it is the question. It could be in range, but this is pretty brutal here. We do see the scout is immediately going to come over onto this location here and start hitting this one, as it looks like Magic did try to task onto this villager, but he's not going to be able to get it. Question is, does Magic know about the cheeky animation canceling you can do? And we do see that this forces the villager back into the main base. We are seeing another tower coming up for Mr. as he's starting to get those towers going. We do see the speedy maneuver arrow getting thrown out here by Mr. in order to catch up to this scout as this villager is going to be back over here. We do see a outpost attempting to come up here by Magic, but it will not be able to come up. The thing is, Magic could just build a dock over here and move on to these shoreline fish for the time being if he really wants to. So we'll see if that's something he's going to do. He is getting up the Dome of the Faith here. So he will be in the second age very, very shortly. Mr. on the other hand, Deer Stones is on the way with 4 villagers, so not really caring, not rushing to the second age too fast. The tower is up, and he doesn't have anything in it just yet. He could put all these units in to the outpost and start targeting this down, but we do see a dock over here. Like I said, you can very easily just move over here or over here, and we do see a dock now coming up for Mr. He's going to start putting some pressure onto the fishing ships of Magic. This is going to be a tough one. I would love to see Magic throwing up a tower over here, to be honest. So we'll see. We've got the archery range coming down for Magic. He does have to get, if he does want to get himself out portable rams here, he will have to get himself an armory and get out siege engineering. While it is free for the Delhi Sultanate, it does take a little bit longer, though Delhi was buffed in this recent patch, so he can get it out fairly quickly if that's what he's choosing to do. But with the dock now down on this location, we'll see possibly some boats coming through here for these players here as Mr. does hit the second age. He's got something planned for himself. He wants to get some light junks out, it looks like. And Magic's just going to try and defend this here. So we do see the units jumping in here, going to start targeting down these fishing ships. The fishing ships take a little bit of damage, and we see arrow slits coming through over here in order to make sure that his boats are going to be doing something. We just see this fishing ship going to be making a dart for it elsewhere. And is Magic getting a dock over here? He is getting a dock over here. Magic is role-playing this a little bit like ISIS. Just a little bit like ISIS. He can come over and he can get himself the shoreline fish over here because he's just got the 75 wood docks. Super cheap. And we'll see if that's going to work for him. For those of you wondering, no, I will not be putting the score up. 1, the score is bugged, so you're not going to be able to learn much from it from the Mongols. But 2, the developers clearly don't want players to see the score when they're playing, so why should we as spectators? I think it should be the other way around. Players should see the score, spectators shouldn't. That way we have no idea who's winning and who's losing. And we had to have as much fun as possible. All right, so fishing ship going to be making a move over onto this location now. There are no towers over here, and we are going to be seeing Magic going to try and throw down his own outpost over here nice and early to just secure himself some fish. While this is happening, we do have a light junk out going to be starting to target this down. They do have 3 ranged armor, so if they do decide they want to start fighting here, they're not going to take much damage from these fishing ships at all. We are seeing, look at that damage come through. They're doing a ton of damage here, whereas these archer ships or these fishing ships only deal 7 an attack, and we will be seeing the light junk's going to be retreating here as this tower is almost up. Oh, that is so true. Let's fix that. Sorry, I'm useless. But nice play here thus far from Mr. He's getting a lot of value out of this light junk. Just going to move in, get the damage done, run away. Magic still trying to pump everything out. He does not have an armory up just yet, though there's more houses coming up. He's just basically going full second age units thus far, as Mr. doesn't have any fishing ships out here just yet. So he's not taking advantage of the water at all. And Mr.'s got a stable out. He's got a barracks out, so we can start making some units, but it doesn't look like he's really doing all too much in that regard. It looks like maybe instead of all of that, he wants to go to the castle age. This has been something we've seen quite a lot by a lot of the top players. Fighting in the feudal age doesn't seem to be something anyone's really interested to do anymore. It's all about jumping to the castle age and getting your advantage that way. And we'll see if this is going to work out for Magic or not, because he's going kind of full send in the classical age, or I can't speak. What's it called? The feudal age. He's still going after this light junk. Not really able to make it past it without severe casualties. He's turning around trying to fight this light junk. It's not going to happen. You see this archery wrench trying to get up over here for Mr. Mr. is still very close to the third age here. Getting into that tower Going to be jumping away from that one here as these archers moving up to the top side of the map. Still not very many remaining as that Khan is shooting from a mile away there. I can't do this, man. I'm just going to move my face over here. This will do. That's better. All right. Fantastic. We did it. Alrighty, early horsemen are out now for Mista. He's taking down those archers, taking down those spears, doing all of the good things. And now Magic is in a bit of a rough spot. Magic's in a very rough spot, actually. He's been completely destroyed here. We do see all of the armory upgrades are currently queued up for Magic. How long do they take, though? 3 minutes 30, 3 minutes 30, 3 minutes 30, 3 minutes 30. And Mista is going to be going Castle Age. He's got the step readout coming out on top of this gold mine, and Magic is very far behind on his Castle Age. He's going to be able to get there, and maybe it's not that far behind, maybe like 30 seconds to a minute behind, but he's still significantly far behind. And Magic's going to make, Mista's going to make Magic pay for this. He's been hitting these Castle Age timings time and time again here since the very start, since Genesis basically has been showing what a Castle Age timing can be with men at arms and everything else. And we do have a barracks here. We've got the archery ranges. We've got some archers coming out. There's going to be potential mangonels getting built, as well as springles and maybe, well, probably not the battering rams, but springles to counter any sort of enemy siege. But there won't be any enemy siege out, so we can basically just go straight into mangonels and make a push for it at this point. Mista here trying to push in as he's got good resource income here. And there's the House of Learning coming through for Magic as he's going to be able to start getting some extra technologies from that one. He is making his way up to the top side of the map here as Mista is going to be getting a potential bounty from this dock. But we do see that Mista immediately retreats away, but not before the bounty is claimed. And the unit's running away as these archers are so bloody fast here. It's at 1.44 move speed versus 1.25. He does turn around, tries to fight back, but Magic is on the back foot. Mista is too quick here with the help of that Khan. Very, very nice play here from Mista. And we do know very, very clearly why speed is so strong in an RTS game. And that's what Mongols have, and that's why Mongols are really, really good here. And you just have to look at the Atlantean civilization to see why. If you are not sure about that and you're coming from a different game, just imagine 10% extra move speed on all your units. Very, very good. And that's basically what we have here in this game. But still, Magic's happily fishing. He's still got that extra fish economy. Do we see a second talent center up at any point here for Mista? No. He's going in with crossbowmen here. Crossbowman and getting himself veteran archer. So it looks like he's possibly going crossbowman, longbowman, mangonel might be his aim here. We do see a lancer is out right now. A single lone lancer might be able to actually take down all of these archers here as he is moving in. We do see the archers over on this location are trading very nicely. There's another lancer out for Magic as he's able to start taking these units down. We do see the veteran archers has come through. Mista is going to snipe another couple of archers here. He's going to be sacrificing his veteran archers on this location. No problem. We do see an explosive junk coming in over here. Takes down so many fishing ships. Nice play there from Mista. Magic not paying attention. Loses a lot of fishing ships there. But as this is all going on, Magic has managed to clean up this pressure that's happened in him. And now where to for Mista? He's getting crossbowmen. He's getting basically pure crossbowmen. So for some reason got veteran archers and now he's going pure crossbowmen. So we'll see if this is going to work for Mista. He's currently very much skewed on his resource income here. 1,000 gold in the bank. Magic on the other hand, 300 gold in the bank. And I'm going to be training a ton of knights. So knights versus crossbowmen. Is crossbowmen favored? We are seeing a war junk coming through as well for Mista as he's like, all right, get off the water. I own the water now. You don't get to hang around here. which is going to be huge. We do see a second talent center now coming up for Magic. So Mr. no second talent center, but Magic is going for one. So we'll see if that's going to work for him. Lots of resources in the bank. Could possibly throw up a market in order to sort of make that work a little bit better, but not happening just yet. We are seeing the Khan leaving this location here as best as he can. As these Lancers just chilling. So do see the War Junk comes over here. We'll be taking down this outpost fairly shortly. And we do see Mr. making sure there is nothing over on this location for Magic anymore, as Magic is very much going to be constricted to his side of the map here. We'll see what Mr. can do. Mr. can't wall off these sides, but he can obviously put outposts in front of everything here. So we'll see what he's going to do. He's looking to push forward here. Not many resources in the bank right now for Mr. He's going to be searching around for something to attack, and I think Magic kind of knows, but he can't be 100% certain that Mr. is one town center. But right now, look at their villager count. 51 for Mr. to Magic, who has got 48. So Magic is going to be catching up very, very soon, and we'll see how this is all going to go. And here we go. These crossbowmen making a movement up to the top side of the map. He is going to be looking for some villages to attack. There are a couple of wood villages here, but for the most part, Magic is super well defended up here. He's got a cliff over here, and he's got units just chilling at the top, just making sure nothing can push through over there. But at this point, there is nothing that Mr. can really hit. So Mr. has to figure out where he's going to go to from this situation now. You can throw up a town center. You can go to the Imperial Age. You can build some portable rams. You can get some mangonels. All of these options at his disposal here. But Magic is just going to be turtling. He wants to get to the late game. He wants to get to a point where he's comfortable. If he can get out some elephants here, it would be very, very helpful for him. He's going to be retreating away from this location. Does get up that siege workshop that gave him such an advantage in that first game. If you can get out some mangonels here, it's going to be absolutely huge. But right now, Magic is under pressure. Mr. has made his way straight through into this location. He's going to be able to start fighting here very, very nicely. We see that Lancer getting taken down, as now we are seeing Magic pushing forward. But Mr.'s marker here, not bad. Going to be attempting to retreat away. We do have a ton of those men-at-arms. But remember, crossbowmen are good against armored units. You don't really have anything in this composition that is great against the crossbowmen. And Mr. is doing a very, very nice job of taking out Magic's army right now, as Magic really should not be wanting to fight this. He does have some longbowmen, but they are not veteran longbowmen. Still no siege out here for Magic, but it's looking like this army might get cleaned up very shortly. The Khan in the back not really able to help out too much more. But the trades here for Mr. very, very good. But while this is all going on, the Lancer raids onto all of Mr.'s economy here. Mr.'s yet again being hit by a counter raid while he's pushing in. Magic is so good at doing this. He's done it twice thus far. Moving in onto these villages, going to be taking these villages down. Magic, 53 villages. What did Mr. fall down to? Only down to 46. So the raid was not as brutal as the first game here. But Mr. is going to be in a tough position, because now he's down on villager count, 44 villages, to Magic, who is at 54 villages. So he's down on villages, and he's down on town centers. So the town centers of Mr. or of Magic are going to be continuously building villages out. Magic's going to have the economic advantage. Mr. has to figure out something to do, and Mr. has just lost his entire force of archers on that raid, and we are seeing now potentially Magic is going to be spotting this location over here, and he does spot this. He's going to move in and get even more villager kills over here. Where is Mr.'s army? I see it right here, and he is going to be coming over here. It looks like Magic is going to be losing the majority of these Lancers. He's going to be sacrificing them in an attempt to pick off some of these villages, but doesn't actually get any of them here. Meanwhile, over here we do see a stray fishing boat going after the war junk that Mr.'s going to be bringing back home, but Mr. does manage to defend that raid finally here. But Magic is very secure here, and in fact he is so secure that he is going to be dropping a castle down onto this location, and the castle gets built so fast with this many villages, 18 villages onto this keep, he's going to be able to control the siege very nicely. And we might even start seeing some walls getting thrown up on each of these choke points here very, very soon. Lots of stone in the bank potentially for Magic in the near future, and stone walls on these locations is huge. This keep is going to secure this, and he's going to be very, very happy about that position there. And do we see another town center up just yet? No. Blacksmith is randomly getting moved over here onto near that Uvu. And it's looking like still one town center for Mr. Magic. 61 villages, 93 population. Mr. 51 villages, 77 population. So the Delhi Sultanate doing absolute work here in this game for Magic as he is finishing up on that stone there. He could throw up another town center here if he so chooses, go up to 3 town centers, but I definitely think spending that stone on getting some stone walls up over here, and over here could be very, very good for Magic. We'll see if that's going to happen anytime soon. We do see that Spriggle tech is out as well, so he's going to get some extra damage done over onto this dock. It doesn't do a lot to buildings, but it's very, very useful against siege. And we'll see if that's going to happen. And there is the first of the stone walls. And let me tell you about these stone walls. They start with 350 HP. All you have to do is just get a little segment of it started, and they have 350 HP. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure units can't actually take these walls down. You need siege. Specifically, you need siege to take down a stone wall. So this is going to be up very shortly. We do see 8 Lancers looking to get a raid coming in. We do see some towers coming up for Mr. He needs to have good line of sight on everything, as Mr. is still on 1 town center in this game. Still 1 town center. Still not able to put any pressure on. And Magic is going to be able to take his time. Magic's getting a 3rd town center here. He's going to have so much economy to have here in this game. But the problem here, surely there's a problem here in that the berry bushes are going to be expiring. Nope, there's still tons of hunt on the map. We do see the Lancers pushing past here. Mr. is already defending on this location. He's got his heavy melee cavalry. The Lancers here to push back with the help of those crossbowmen. And it does look like Magic will be getting away. But with that deer stones, these Lancers move quick. They're moving at 1.87 tiles a second. The stone wall is just about up, though. Could be putting up a stone wall gate as well, if he so chooses. No stone wall up on the top side of the map just yet for Magic. He might want to throw that up fairly soon, but not happening just yet. And we do see a mangonel is out right now, but the Springle comes down, and we do see a quick unpack there from Magic. He's going to be pulling back, realizing he's going to need some Springles to kill his enemy Springles if he wants to push forward here. We do see the villagers will be repairing this. There is a kind of weird thing where the mangonels with villagers can kill the Springles themselves. So we'll see if that's going to be something that happens here in this game or not. Meanwhile, Trebuchet going to be taking down this keep very, very slowly. It's very easy to simply out-repair the damage that a Trebuchet does. Right now, Mr.'s 55 villages, and I don't even want to look at how many villages. We have 80 villages here for Magic. So far in front, we are going to be seeing boiling oil getting researched here as the siege workshop is on the way now for Magic. Repairing this one back up, going to be fine. As we see, Magic is just happy to take his time here. He knows how far ahead he is, and he knows when you're ahead, get further ahead. Don't take any crazy risks. And we are seeing another mangonel in right now. Only 1 Springle team. We do see explosive ship there for someone. I don't know who it was, but everything here died. Everything here died. And will we see these mangonels pushing forward anytime soon? No, no need. We've got an explosive Dow out right now for Magic, as he's just going to be searching over here for something, as he does blow that one up, but there's nothing here to really kill. And now the terrifying part about this map is there an explosive Dow or not? Is there going to be explosive boats around? Can I cross this this river or not? And the answer is normally no. But Magic with a ton of stone in the bank, he might try and sneak past here. He's throwing up a keep on this location. I like that keep, but I also would like a stone wall over here as well, just to guarantee that nothing can sneak past. And now we've got double Trebuchet over here, going to start taking this down a little bit faster. But we have some Springles out now for Magic. He might want to throw down a couple more of these siege workshops. Getting more siege is very important here, because if you don't have siege, you can't kill siege. But right now, the outposts are out over here, and we have a certain Springle tech through here for this tower. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like some more towers coming up for Magic as he is slowly setting up to push forward, is grabbing himself the Sacred Site. There is a Sacred Site on both of these ponds here. Given that Magic has security of this, he could possibly think about getting a wall around this location here and doing what he can to push forward, but not happening just yet, as the Mangonel are sitting idly by, ready to start pushing forward. You see, I mean, I don't know what to do here. Like, Magic is 170 of 170 pop. Mr. is 119 of 200 pop. More Springles coming out. The Trebuchet have been brought back because it looks like they're just not able to quite push forward just yet. Magic is going to want to try and siege down this location. We do see an explosive Junkers here, and we are able to take that down with the Mangonels. So nice play from Magic. Mr. is seeing that his opportunity to win this game is basically just maybe get a huge explosive ship out here. And we are seeing now that Mr. is on the back foot. Magic is deciding now is the time to go. Mr. is 127 pop. Magic is 174 pop. And we are seeing an explosive Dow coming over here for Magic. Going to be sitting on this location, preventing Mr. from moving forward. Very, very nice play here from Magic. Slow, methodical, and he's going to be able to start pushing forward very soon. We've only got 3 Springles out to 5 Springles for Magic. So he's going to be able to take down the enemy Springles very, very easily here as the Mangonels are pushing forward. He's got to be careful. We do see those Springles over here on this location trying to push forward, and Magic is simply just going to pull back. No problems. Does have some Lancers over here trying to take down these outposts, but Magic here, Mr. here is ready to defend this. We'll kill off most of those Lancers as Magic is still very, very scared about pushing forward here at this point in the game. He's 170 pop. Mr. is 130. It's 64 villages here for Mr. to Magic's 97. I still think we've only got 1 town center here for Mr. Let's have a quick look. Still only 1 town center for Mr. So still very low on the villages. As now we've got a random scholar just chilling in front of his army, just saying, how you doing? Where is looks like there's a cheeky dot coming up over here that Magic wants to say no to. Where's he going? Hello? There we go. Whack. Dead villager. Just about. Taking his time. Another explosive Dow out for Magic is over here on this location. We could be seeing explosive Dows coming on this location, but now we've got the Trebuchet going after this keep, and we could see those Springles are going to be making their way over onto this location to start taking these down. So nice play there, but meanwhile, we've got all of the army of Mr. He's deciding to make a big, big move over here, and Magic's got to be really careful. Magic is out of position completely here. So we do see one Springle there sniping an enemy Springle. Mr. gets 1 snipe in there as we are seeing the siege. The traction Trebuchet is coming in, but Magic gets the return fire there. Snipes off 1 Springle of Mr. And we'll see how this game is going to go. We do have an explosive Dow just hanging out, just threatening, just sheerly threatening this, but as the Springles move forward, Mr. decides to pull away. As there's not really a lot that he can do to push in, but 148 pop for Mr. 200 pop for Magic. Magic's got to be thinking about going to the Imperial Age fairly soon. He's only got 5 villages on food, though. So right now, options, buy wood, spam farms. He's got a boar over here. He's got hunt over here he could be on. Obviously, the other option here for Magic is just to go full siege. And he is pushing forward. He's seeing that the gold villages are over here, going to try and push off that location. Nice play here from Mr. From Magic to push off that one, but Mr.'s nice play is to come and defend this raid without seeing yet again another outpost getting taken down. As this location is under attack yet again by the Trebuchet. And it looks as if Magic, not paying attention, actually lost a lot of Springles here. But, I mean, you can kind of bum rush this a little bit. We do see the men-at-arms going after this location. The Mangonels coming forward. The Lancers are sneaking through as well as Magic has to pull back here. There's seemingly so many units for Mr. Mr's at 50 supply less than Magic, but I think a lot of that is villagers. 71 for Mr. Magic 107, so it's still hugely in advantage of Magic here, as he is managing to pick off a lot of these units over here. And he's just not able to push forward here, as Mr. is holding strong. But the question is, who really wins the late game here in this fight? Does the Delhi Sultanate win the late game, or does the Mongols win the late game? And you have to ask that question because there is no gunpowder siege for the... Oh, yes, there is. You have to build it. There's no gunpowder siege that you can build outside of the siege work. You can't get that out of those archers. So it kind of becomes very equal in that regard. We are seeing Magic retreating back. Still out a bit of this down still. So many barracks up for Magic. And this is what's going to make Magic so good in Age of Empires 4. His history in Deathmatch on Age of Mythology teaches him how to win these late games. And he knows how important spamming buildings are. And he's going to just continue to push forward. We are seeing an attempt at a Shaman push in here, utilizing the convert feature. Will he get it off? Is the question. There he goes with the convert feature. And we are seeing Magic going to be simply just retreating away. You don't need to retreat. You just need to kill the Shaman, but he does manage to stay alive there. That was a very cheeky play there by Mr. Magic is able to basically get his keep up. Not just yet, he's trying to get it up. The units here from Mr. have to be very careful with this explosive Dow over here. Able to keep these units away from the shore. Otherwise, he's going to lose so many of them. We see the Trebuchet moving in, will get taken down. The units of Magic have dwindled here. 165 pop to Mr's 128 pop. Still a big advantage for Magic here in this game as he manages to get the keep up, and he's going to be able to start putting pressure onto this gold vein over here. And we do see the step readout getting packed up, and the villagers are going to be making their way over onto this gold mine. 3,000 gold left in that gold mine is plenty for the moment, but really got to ask yourself, what is the answer here for Mr. He's starting to spam out these pastures because he needs a bunch more goat. You don't build farms with the Mongols, you build pastures. This gives you goat instead, or sheep instead. And now the slow push from Magic is starting to come through. How much gold, how much stone in the bank? 300 stone in the bank for Magic. He's going to keep on pushing forward with keeps, trying to find a way into his opponent's base. Tons of resources in the bank here for Magic to be spending. And he's still just losing villagers to a stray wolf over here. Looks like he did manage to kill that, but that's funny. Now 103 vills for Magic. Mr. 77 vills, still doesn't care. Still one town center. I'm very surprised about this, considering how good Mr. was at building town centers like in the first month of the game. I'm surprised to see him opting for no town centers here. And we'll see Magic probably start pushing forward fairly soon. Is he just waiting for more units? Yes, he is. And essentially, you thought Springles were nerfed. You thought Springles were nerfed. They're not nerfed. They're still 100% necessary. Because how do you kill Siege? You don't kill Siege without... You need Siege. You need Siege to kill Siege. So Springles are now not all you need. You need a bunch of units, but they're still very much here in this game. And now we are seeing the Lancers coming in. They don't want to let this keep go up. There are a ton of these archers here. Not actually that many. It's looking like actually... There's really not that many units here for Magic. Where are all these units? Kind of nowhere on the map right now. But it is looking like Mr's push in here is getting deflected somewhat. As Magic's 170 population, Mr. is 125 population here. And now we've got the War Elephants coming in. This is a War Elephant, not a Tower War Elephant. I don't know how good this unit actually is. And we'll see how it's going to go. The Springles are all getting taken out here. As, I mean, you thought that they were nerfed. That just goes to show you how strong they were. We've even got some Spearmen out for Magic as well to deal with those Lancers. Nice play here. And Mr. taps out. Magic takes the series 2-0 here, showing Mr. the absolute business here in this game and this series, taking down the Mongols with what people are saying is possibly the weakest civ. I don't know if that's true anymore. Delhi Sultanate managing to show Mr. the business, and Magic gets away with this game yet again with a brutal raid. That was the entire story here. Exactly even on villager count. Raid comes in, Magic is in front. Without that raid, this could have been a completely different story. But Magic takes the series, takes the win, going on to the next round to face whoever is unfortunate enough to have to take on the king of Age mythology here. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.